Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. This is the very beautiful prayer of Hazrat Musa, Prophet Musa. And what he's trying to ask from God, that when he was in exile, so he said that open my chest, let me listen to everyone so I can collect a lot of data, make me a universal receiver. Then wayassarli amri, and then make my task easier for me. And how it happens, when he collects a lot of data, then from data you make a lot of choices, a lot of ideas, and that makes your life easier. Wahlul uqdatam min lisani. So he said, open my not the tangles of my language issues. Means that's not how it is, but it is the make me universal transmitter. Uh, Let me have the power of speech, and then yafqahu qawli, so the people can understand me. So that's a very beautiful supplication of Prophet Moses, and I think we all should concentrate on that and learn every day and make ourselves better from there. Um, I'm going to start. This is a topic of physiology or functionality of belief, how a belief work in human body and human self. And before I get to the belief point, I probably should elaborate uh, earlier part so we can understand who's human and what component he has, and then how belief comes into the picture and how we operate. I'll start with one verse of Allama Iqbal, and I elaborate with my lecture. He says, "Tu raze kun fakan hai, tu raze kun fakan hai, apni aankhon par ayan ho ja. खुदी का राजदां हो जा, खुदा का तर्जमा हो जा." Means be manifest unto yourself, cause you are the secret of creation. And obviously, once you realize that, means realization of yourself, once you do that, you will become partner with the creation of God, because obviously then you start creating. On the one more point he mentioned in the other side, he said, खुदाए लम यजल का दस्ते कुदरत तू है. खुदाए लम यजल का, the God who will forever, he never has a zawal, right? खुदाए लम यजल का दस्ते कुदरत तू है, ज़बां तू है, यकीन पैदा कर, यकीन पैदा कर ए गाफिल के मगलूबे गुमा तू है. Yaqeen here is the belief. That is Eimaan. The problem is why we don't have that kind of yaqeen and Eimaan and belief. Iqbal on the other side also said, जाने के बख्शंद दीगर न गिरंद, आदम बमीरद अज़बे यकीनी. God has given us the life, not to take it away. The problem is why we die then. We die because we don't believe in ourselves. That is the problem. So the belief is the most crucial point of human. It's like the self is the pivotal point of body, and the belief is the pivotal point of self. So we have to understand it. The more we understand what is that and how it functions, that's where we're gonna operate and we can better our lives. So before I go to belief, let me explain who is human. We look at ourselves in the mirror and we see a mind and a body, a mind and a matter, and we think this is it. This is we are. I think human is a community of 50 trillion citizens. It's a whole government, and the commander in chief is the I, because I command those 50 trillion nafus, citizens, your companions, your inner malaikas, your forces who work for you initially for your every thought. So this is where human, and I'm going to explain how you come up with this human who's a community of 50 trillion citizens. I'm going to explain through pattern evolution. We learned linear evolution. So what happened is, obviously, when 13 billion years ago, when Big Bang happened, the initial elements, crucial elements, that's where the initiation of human creation. Humans started from there, from a very basic elements. Then those elements settle down, and then combination of those elements and the water. Water is very, very crucial. And the obviously heat. So then biology starts, and that's where you develop the nafse wahda. And that is the first single cell. You can say bacteria. So what happened is, when you develop the bacteria's community, whatever millions of bacteria or trillions of bacteria. So initially what happened is called simple community. They compete with each other. They try to excel, because you have to understand every nafs, bacteria, every single cell is a nafs according to Quran. And all the nafus wants to grow their maximum potential. And they're trying to do, when a simple community, they try with competition initially. And that doesn't work for a long period of time. It took billions of years to realize for bacteria to, it's not working to our maximum potentials, then we have to cooperate. The moment they cooperated, so now imagine one nafs, one cell has a lot of potentials. And when millions and billions of bacteria joins, and then it becomes a bigger nafs. So what happened when they cooperated, they become a different entity, amoeba. So now it's a combination of multiple cells. And the same thing happened in the amoeba life, the initially simple community, competition, and then ongoing struggle, and then eventually cooperated and became another species with way more than previous cells and more organized cells. So this is how became the fish, and then the amphibians, and then it came out. And then eventually all those, the same nature keep building with multiple cells, with multiple tissues, with multiple organs. and developing bigger and bigger entity. Obviously, when more nafus, more self are joining, it becoming a bigger self. So when it got into human self with a 50 trillion cells, human became self-conscious. All cells are conscious. But when it developed to such a level, it became self-conscious. So now you can imagine you have a 50 trillion cells, which are your companion, which are your malaika, which are your citizens who are working for you. Now, you be the government, you be the commander in chief, commanding those cells, and they work for you. Now, how does it work? You command with your conscious thought. Thought is metaphysical, it's not matter. And then thought was always converts by the brain into chemicals. And chemical goes into your what we call culture medium. You know, when we grow cells in a culture medium, and culture medium has to be very effective, so the cell grows to the max. So our culture medium is blood. So that chemicals go to the blood and deliver your thought into every cells. It goes to every cell, take your message in a chemical form. Initially it was electrical form, it was a thought, converts into chemical, and that chemical goes into your each cell, and then cell gets the message. Those are your companions, those are your malaika, those are your powers who work for you. Whatever message you are giving, they're gonna act on it accordingly. If message is confusing, if message is dual, they are confused, they're not gonna do anything. If message is clear, and if a message is clear with elevated emotions, they work for you for a very hard way. So this is how you are, a community with 50 trillion your companions who listen to you, who work for you and help you. So these are your initial companions, initial malaika. And then they send the message out in the world, in the cosmic world, where the higher malaika also attracts your thought and then return as an event or as an experience. So this is how human works. So this is human in a different aspect of human, how we should think this way. This is how we operate, and this is how humans should operate. Now, in the development of human, we also develop two things. Well, one thing is for sure, which is our subconscious. It's already developed, what we call universal subconscious, and the other one is personal subconscious. So what happened is, in the Quran it says, when God was making, when human is developing in the womb, and he said, then we give him the sama, basar and fawad. And these three things are very, very crucial. Why he didn't mention that he gave the tongue or the ear or the hand? No, he just mentioned three things, and that is very, very crucial to understand, because these are sensory modalities, and there is no motor development yet, and that happens after he comes out, and then with the repetition and with the um, environment, he develops motor skills. The initially God only give you the sensory modalities. Why is that? That's what I was thinking. Why God only gave us sensory modalities? Very interesting. if you look at carefully, when you are alone and you can't talk, you can't do anything else motorly in a motor function, you just concentrating on yourself. And imagine in a very short period of time, from 3 months, I think it happens 3 months of the last trimester. So 3 months before delivery, you develop these faculties. And then onward, you are just concentrating on yourself. Within 2 to 7 years, you develop tremendous amount of data in your subconscious. So concentrating, he's only concentrating on himself. He's observing everybody. He's not responding. He's not talking. He's not doing anything motor function wise. He's only sensory thing. This is what I always, when I read Iqbal, I think that's part of Khalwat. Is not into Jalwat yet. So that is very, very crucial period. So how, and now how we develop this subconscious mind, and what is subconscious mind? So these two parts, which is in human, is the conscious mind and subconscious mind. I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on that. And then we go towards gradually towards the belief. So we understood who we are, and we are a community of 50 trillion companions who work for you, who work for us. And then we have a two parts of us which are interconnected, and that is subconscious mind and conscious mind. Conscious mind comes later. Once you develop subconscious mind, the more you develop subconscious mind, the earlier the conscious comes. Conscious does not exist in you, all right? So that comes when your subconscious mind is developed. Okay, how subconscious mind develops in human. So when a child is born, he is in sleeping mode, what we call delta waves on electroencephalogram. And that is like a sleeping mode where he only scans. He scans the surrounding, he scans the parents, he scans the behavior even. It's like, to understand better, it's like today when you take a piece of paper or letter, put it on a scanner, and you scan it, it goes into your hard drive. So you see, he doesn't have to repeat things. In human, how human learns, adult human, by repetition. He does not need to repeat. He just scan it and goes into hard drive, and that is learning. So his learning is amazing in the beginning. So he learns and put it in your subconscious. So how we basically, that is, you can call his habit. He developed habit by just scanning, and we have to develop habit by, try to run and fall and run, or ride a cycle and fall multiple times, repeated the action, and then we make a habit. Habit is when your body knows better than your mind. So basically, he does that in a very short period of time. In 2 to 7 years, he collects tremendous amount of data by scanning. So that becomes his habitual mind. That becomes his hard drive. That becomes his comfort zone. That becomes our autopilot, which drive our life automatically. And this and also subconscious is the record player. It records all our experiences, and that is the executive branch of human. It is the executive branch. So now once you develop that, it's like, let me give you an example to make it more easier. It's like when you buy a new iPod, uh, and it's empty. It's a hard drive. You buy it, you try to play a music. There's no music in it. So it's not going to play anything. But first, what you have to do to load a data in it. So loading a data is making a subconscious. Once you make enough data in that subconscious, then you can ask me, okay, what is your favorite songs out of this data? Then I can choose and make a list. And that is consciously doing it. Subconscious is just collecting data. You put millions of songs and then you make your own list. And this is how initial data is so huge, given by the parents, given by the society, given by the schooling, given by the priest or mullahs. All that data is without that child's choice. So the first birth from early, when you are making your subconscious, is a choiceless birth. So that you don't have any choice. That's not your life. That is life being built by these people or your surrounding. It's not your life at all. We have to remember that. If we have that life and we keep living with that life, then we are in trouble. That's why we realize that why my life is not changing, because it is somebody else is driving. Your autopilot is driving. We are not driving consciously. So that is the key in this because how it operates, its subconscious mind. We usually have around 70 to 90,000 thoughts a day, and 90% are the thoughts of the past. It comes from our subconscious, not from our conscious. So imagine we are thinking the same every day. So if you have the same thought, you're going to have the same behavior according to that thought. Once you have the same behavior, you're going to have the same experience. Once you're going to have the same experience, you're going to have the same emotion. And obviously, once you're going to have the same emotions, that's going to generate the same thoughts. So you get up in the morning, you right away go towards the coffee, you make the coffee, you drink the coffee, you see the same people, in the work. So everything you're doing is the same emotions, same experience, so your same thoughts are developing. So majority of the time, people have subconscious thoughts. Even if they create something, that is subconscious creation. That's not conscious creation. Conscious creation is called choice. Subconscious creation does not call choice. That's why when we look at TV and then make our subconscious and then we make a choice, it's not your choice. It's somebody else influenced it. So now if you're repeating the same, if your thought and your emotions are the end product of your past, you are thinking in the past, you are living in the past. I'll repeat it. If your thought and emotions or feelings are the end product of your past, then you're living in the past and you're thinking in the past. So that is the problem with the subconscious, because subconscious, we have to remember, subconscious is our comfort zone. He does not want us to be uncomfortable. So that's why he keeps you in a line with subconscious. He does not let you go out of the comfort zone. The moment you have a conscious thought, he will fight with you. He will be the strongest enemy of you, People said, no, 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 no. Don't go to gym today. Today is raining. Go tomorrow, stay home today. So he will not let you do new things. What you want to do, you want to lose weight, but he does not let you do that. So this is where the subconscious come. And that's where our repetition, our life gets stuck in the same process. And as Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, if your 2 days are alike, wait for a hellishly life. And that's, I said it in one of my poems, जिसके हो जाएं एक दो दिन वो जामिद और शय शब हो अश्के सहरगाही में बसर शब हो अश्के सहरगाही में बसर तो हामिद और शय. So there is a difference. So human should, obviously life is movement, so human should move onward, upward. So this is the subconscious part of human where he develops in a very early life. Now, then conscious comes. Why conscious comes? Conscious of what? Conscious of your subconscious. If you don't have subconscious, if you're not having enough subconscious, you never get conscious about anything. People in the Quran, it says, I quoted multiple times, وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَهُمْ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَهُمْ لَا يَعْقِلُونَ وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَهُمْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ. Means majority of the people in this world has no knowledge. Majority of the people don't use their brains, and majority of the people do not use their conscious. So now the conscious only comes when you develop a significant subconscious, means you have enough data. Obviously, if we look at in our lives early age, if somebody goes to school and learn ABCD 1 2 3, all those alphabets and languages and mathematics, so then you can make things out of it consciously. But if you never go to school, you don't have enough data, you're never gonna have consciously making anything. Same way, if we have better data, broader data, and same thing like he said, as a Musa, Rabbi shrah li sadri. Let me listen to everyone. Listening. Imagine, I said Sama, Basar, and Fawad. These three things put you into khalwat and make yourself build to the highest level. Then you go to jalwat. So this is where your initial development to the highest level. Obviously, we do have universal subconscious, which came through 13 billions of collective subconscious, what we call, or universal subconscious. But then we have a personal subconscious, which we built by the surroundings and what we call zamir. Okay, so that is subconscious. So just keep following. So who we are, as we said, we are a community of 50 trillion citizens. Then we have two elements, which is subconscious, which develops earlier, and then then the conscious mind comes. Now the question is, where is conscious? Is the conscious is in ourself, or is conscious somewhere else? Or does conscious comes to us when we call, or is just automatically there? So these are the questions I had for a long time. But conscious is actually a thought, a memory. It's in the cosmic consciousness. It's out there in the collective consciousness. So now, how it comes. I'm going to explain to you through an example so it can be easier. Let's take an example of a TV set. A TV, there is a drama going on in the TV. Now, ask yourself, is the drama is in the TV or is drama coming from somewhere else? Obviously, drama is not in TV. Inside the TV is couple of capacitors, couple of receptors, and the antenna and all those things. There's nothing inside that drama. So drama is coming through electromagnetic waves and then goes through the antenna and then go into the receptors and then it comes on the screen. Now, if you break the TV, is the drama still going on? Obviously. You bring a new TV set, you turn the same channel, the drama is still on. So where was the drama? The drama is in the air. So same way, where is our drama? So our drama is also in the air, in the cosmic consciousness. So when we call, if we don't call, you don't get it. If you call, you get it. So calling is only happens in present. Because present, as we know, God is omnipresent. So the presence now, he's internal now, but we can be in present for a short period of time. Whenever human goes into present, he can create. Because God is in omnipresent, so he always creates. So whoever is in present mode is a creator. Because creation doesn't happen in the past or future. Now, future is a possibility, obviously has to be done in present. So this is how a conscious comes to you. Human body, our each cell is called self-receptors. And self-receptors are very, very specific for each human conscious. So once you call it, it only comes to you. And then whatever you want to do it, you can do it. Those thoughts are very, very crucial. Those are the conscious thought. And then or imaginations. And that is where you lead to creation. So human creation happens when you have a conscious thought. This is why Iqbal said, "Tu raze kun fakan hai." Very interesting. Kun fayakun is how God creates, right? So now if you look at it, the conscious mind is alme amar. Conscious mind is the alme amar of human. And subconscious mind is the alme khalq of human. Means conscious mind is a judicial branch of human and subconscious mind is executive branch of human. So whatever, the conscious mind is like a law-making mind. It's a law-making branch. So I make the law, my subconscious, I make it a habit, my subconscious takes it and execute it. Once you make a law, once you make a belief, and you are strong on it, it's determined belief with elevated emotions, your executive branch takes that and execute it for you. Then you don't have to worry about it. It happens for you. That's why even in the Bible it says, it is done unto you as you believe. It is done means it definitely gonna happen. It is done unto you as you believe. As in the Quran says, Inna Allah la yughayyiru ma bi qawmin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim. So it is, if you want to change, even God doesn't change any nation. If you want to change, you have to change within yourself, inside of yourself. So you don't have to change outside anything. You have to change inside, outside change automatically, because your alme amr, when you decide something, that is your judicial branch. So your executive branch will execute it, and that will happen outside. That is called believing is seeing, and that is real. So now there's, I pose another question. Can you see your future or your future reality? Can you see and feel it? Your future reality in your present. All right. Can you see your future reality and you feel it in your present by your senses? That is a very amazing question. The future reality is not existed yet, but can you presently see that and feel that and live in it? That is very interesting, and that is the answer is yes, you can. How you can do it? In neurosciences, they say you can change your past mind into present and into future. Obviously, future is a reality. So basically, how you do it, this is how a belief functionality comes in. We understand, we say things like, we say mind over matter, means mind controls the matter, and matter is our body. Body includes external organs, also internal organs, sympathetical, parasympathetical, voluntary, involuntary. All actions are controlled by mind. So we don't experience all that. We experience only external, which is voluntary, skeletal muscles, but we never put emphasis on our internal or involuntary organs. That's why we don't feel that. We don't have a control on. So now, if we can do that, then we have a better control on ourselves. So as I understand, I mentioned about the conscious part of it. If everybody got it, if not, I can explain it a little bit more. As I explained how it comes into television, and then it's a drama of yours. Same way the conscious comes to you, and then it doesn't stay with us for a long period of time. You can try it. You can try to concentrate on one thing. You will see after a few seconds, you get bored and your attention goes away and another thought comes. You cannot stick to one thing for a long period of time, because this is how we never work on it. But if you work on it, on concentrating on one thing for a longer period of time, you can do wonders. But it doesn't happen. It's very difficult. It's very challenging. The most difficult thing in this world is to think. Once we understand the subconscious part of it, of human, and the conscious part of it. Now, here comes the belief. Now, the reason why I explained, so we can understand how the belief is going to work. The belief also has two parts into it. So one is what we call Eimaan, yaqeen. And that is, what is belief? Belief is a clear thought, not dual thought. All thoughts are dual. All thoughts are dual. When a thought comes to your mind, you right away you think, should I do it or shouldn't I do it? Should I drink water or shouldn't I drink water? Because you have two options in every thought or in every action. So now all thoughts are dual. The first what you have to do is to remove the duality of your thought and make it unified. Kul huwallahu ahad. Unified. If your dual thought, your inner companions, your malaika does not understand any dual thought, they will not work. The only thought they understand which is clear, do it, do this way. This is what I want. Oh no, if this doesn't work, I can do this. You failed to begin with. That doesn't work for your companions. They don't understand it. So now the clear thought with elevated emotions. What is Iman? What is belief? What is Yaqeen? A clear thought with elevated emotions. So now what happens? How do you clear it? That is a passion. When you bring passion into it, when you are passionate about it, something, you come up with a thought, you repeat the thought multiple times. लब पे आती है दुआ बन के तमन्ना मेरी. That supplication which comes from deeper from your heart onto your lips, that is coming because it is being repeatedly done. Ya Allah, give me a himmat, give me a courage, give me courage to do this. And you keep daily, repeatedly, multiple times, as much as you can. So you keep reminding yourself and keep sending messages to your 50 trillion malaika. Do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. They keep making your thought into physical, your metaphysics into physics. They keep making proteins. The more proteins you're making about that thought, the more vibration you're sending into universe. The more vibration you're sending into universe, the more emotions with emotions, obviously. And when thought sends signals and emotions draws event back, what you want, that comes back to you. What we call law of attractions or whatever, right? So that, and obviously today we know that in physics, that the thoughts are the electrical charges and emotions are magnetic fields which comes out of human. Every human has a magnetic field. Now they have taken the pictures actually of your fields. So those, okay. The other thing is, the more matter you are, the less magnetic fields you have. The more metaphysical you are, the more electric field you develop. Your field goes into cosmic. So that's why you get more influential in the world. So this is how your conscious subconscious works, and the belief is clear thought with elevated emotions. And now how it functions, first you repeat the thought multiple times, because now we are adult, we cannot scan or anything. We have to repeat everything to make it happen, to make it a habit. Why we repeat it? As I said, we have to repeat it to make it a habit and give it to your subconscious, because he's executive. He's going to execute that. So once you repeat it, what happens once you repeat it, your emotions start adding into that thought. The more you say, God, give me a courage, God, give me a courage, then you develop those emotions with it. And those emotions join the electrical charges. These magnetic, obviously electrical charges creates actually magnetism. And then once they become together, they become very powerful. And that's where you send the message, the vibrations. and you attract whatever you want in this world. So this is how you basically repeat it and make it. Is called, first is yaqeen, iman, belief. After repetition and adding emotions into it, you make it yaqeen muhkam, a determined thought. This is it. This is what I want. That's what, once you develop that, remember, determined thought is the driving force for your action. Determined thought is the driving force of your action. And that drives your automatically. And now there are two types of beliefs or your goals or whatever. One is called mindset goals and one heart set goals. Mindset goals, if any hurdle comes in on the way to mindset goals, you give up. But if any hurdle comes into heart set goals, what we call, if you are passionate about something, nothing can be hurdle. Nothing can stop you doing that. You can bring the milk from the mountain. I'm just giving you an example of Shirin Farhad, right? So you can do anything in this world if you are passionate about something. So when you get to that level of your belief, Iman, so clear thought, dual thought, you make it clear first. Then you elevate your emotions about that thought. Then you created muhkam thought, determined thought. This is what I want to do. Then that becomes the driving force for your actions. And when that happens, that is the perseverant action, persistent action. Nothing can stop it. No, you're not gonna break it or leave it or forget about it. That's gonna ongoing. It's samle pahm, what you call. So that's what happens in human belief. So what you wanna, how you remember that I pose a question: can you see your future reality in your present, and you feel it and you experience it? Yes, you can. How? Same way, you decide something that I'm gonna do in future, this, any goal you determine, and start experience those goals into your present. And every day you do that with your hands, with your body, with your mind. You exercise that. An example. And then you can I can give an example of what I heard from one of the TED talk Imran Khan gave. When he was going for a World Cup, he said he already have decided that he's going to win. So he was practicing at home for 3 months. I'm going to do this. I'm going to hit this way. I'm going to ball this way. So basically from his mind, he already made habits of his body to do certain things. So when he was there, his body did it. He didn't do it because he's already was there to do it. So human can do that. Human can decide something and experience. Human can decide anything, any imagination, any thought, which can become a future reality. But he should start experiences that reality into his present with his senses, with his mind. Experience every day. You want to be a mayor of your town? Believe me, start experiences that you're going to be a mayor. You behave that way. You start working that way. Start thinking about it day and night. You will become. You go to the town meetings. You go to you start learning about this town. You start learning about the politics. One day you will be. Experiences. If you experiences in your present with your senses and with your mind, you can make it happen of your future reality. So this is how belief works. As I mentioned in one of my lecture that seeing is not believing. Believe me, one who believes in seeing is believing. He is a victim, because what you're seeing is influencing you and making you that kind of personality, and that's where you create outer reality, and you're a victim of the environment. But if you create your personality within you, what is personality? What is your state of being? It is how you think, how you feel, and how you act. That is your personality. That is who you are. And that personality creates your outer reality. And if you are influenced by the surrounding, by the environment, and then you creating outer environment the same way, so it's you are a victim. But if you believe something and then you create your reality, then you're a creator. So you see the difference. Seeing is believing is you're a victim. Believing is seeing, you're a creator. So it's a huge difference, huge difference. So yeah, so that is how belief functions. A clear, first of all thoughts are dual. You make it clear first, then repetition, then adding the emotions, then sending it out, then it becomes determined, then it force for your actions, and then act happens, and then reality becomes, your thought becomes, you basically your thought becomes reality. This is how we all make our thoughts reality. Believe me, if a thought comes to my mind that I'm thirsty, thought is a metaphysic, this is physical. So this is, I want to have to get it anyway. No matter the thought comes, I have to get water because I'm thirsty. This is how human works, and this is how God works. God has alme amr, and God has alme khalq. And alme amr is in his conscious, and alme khalq, which is the whole physical universe he created. So his judicial branch is alme amr, and his executive branch is alme khalq. Same way we operate at a lower level. That's it. Again, what he said, तू राज़े कुन फ़क़ा है, अपनी आंखों पर अया हो जा, खुदी का राज़दां हो जा, खुदा का तर्जुमा हो जा. You are a partner in creation with Khuda. You are the partner, you are the Rafiq-e Ala, the best friend in his creation. You are a creator too. He doesn't have, you think God has arms and legs and tongue and eyes? He gave us those things. He gave us to do his work. He doesn't have eyes, he doesn't have arm, he doesn't have anything. He just think. So work we have to do, amal we have to do, action we have to do. He can't. Oh, he makes things out of his mind actually, but we have tools. We have tools. So that's why Iqbal said that. He said, खुदाए लम यज़ल का, हाँ, खुदाए लम यज़ल का दस्ते कुदरत तू है, ज़बां तू है, यकीन पैदा कर. असल प्रॉब्लम इज हियर. यकीन पैदा कर है गाफिल के मगलूबे गुमा तू है. You have so much doubt. So much doubt covers you. In reality, you are the hands and mouth of God. You are the hands and mouth of God. He doesn't have hands and mouth. We are having it. We have to do work. We have to do actions. Those malaikas are doing it. They're not at that our level. He's telling us they're not creator. They're moving in a circle, constantly moving. They're nothing else to do. It's we have to do. The doing part is God want us to do, not the malaika. Malaika is our subservient. They're our servants. They work for us. We are the commander-in-chief. We are the most powerful creature after God, because we are his body parts, because he doesn't have body. He gave us the thing he had and put a body with us. He gave us double things actually. He has he doesn't have that. We have two things, he has one thing. So imagine how powerful we are. But yaqeen paida kar. Why we don't get that yaqeen in us? Iqbal says, जाने के बख्शन दीगर न गिर, and I say again and again, खुदा ने हमें ये लाइफ दी, ये जिंदगी दी वापस लेने के लिए नहीं. Why? उसने क्यों वापस लेनी है, क्यों मारना है हमें? जब उसने जिंदगी दी है तो ले क्यों रहा है वापस? He's not taking it away from us. The problem is Adam Bamirat, Adam dies. Why Adam dies? Azbe yakini, he does not believe in himself. That's the problem. Belief is the most pivotal point of human self, and human self is the pivotal point of human body. So this is where we have to understand what belief is. We can do anything. You know, they say anything you can imagine, you can do it. So imagine how powerful it is. It is done. It is done unto you as you believe. That's God's words. It is done unto you as you believe. Why it doesn't happen? First of all, I said we have so many doubts. Surroundings. You see, what I thought today was very interesting. And that was when we are developing subconscious, God doesn't give us motor skills, only gave us sensory skills. I didn't realize that before. Just happened today. I said, why he only gave us sensory skills? Because the moment we got a motor skills, we've totally messed up everything, because we start talking bad about others. We all motor skills is like getting into trouble with each other. If we are within ourselves, we look within ourselves only by our sensory modalities, we can develop to as much level as we can. The khalwat part is very, very crucial. Imagine in 7 years that child make a subconscious like a crazy, like a data that you can never develop in the whole life. With conscious data, we have very little. We have very tiny experience in 50, 60, 70 years. But subconscious is huge. So why? Because those sensory modalities, motor modalities messed up everything. The moment we hit somebody, the moment we shout somebody, cheat somebody, that's where motor skills comes, and we are in trouble. So that's why God says those modalities three, he said, Sama, Basar, Fuad. Amazing what he said. So that's what I realized today, that was crazy to me, how he developed so fast in a 5, but we 50, 60 years we do ongoing, and we messing up with other people, best friend, one thing we said with our mouth and we done khatam. So that friendship. So this is what motor does, because it's ego. It's our ego comes in the motor faculty. So this is how this whole thing works. That's why the problem is we have to understand that our emotion has to be channelized by our higher faculties. Otherwise, we are in trouble. If emotions are under the supervision of ego, this is all hawa, Quran says. It's your own hawa. You know hawa in Arabic. Emotions are under ego. Hawa is like your own desires. If your intellect is under ego, then you are makrofreb. You are a cheater. You just cheat. You get manipulate others, basically. If your intellect is under ego. But if your emotions are under your human self, under your brain, then you can be a very shiny human. You can be a very intelligent and shiny human. And if your intellect is under your conscious, then you can a better human and you create a better society. And if your self actually is under the guidance of Quran, then you're creating this world and the world after. So this is how human can do a lot of things. I'm telling you, if we have to understand, as we grow, we have to understand every day something new. I mean, it was like epiphany to me when I was just reading those verses, and I was like preparing this, and I said, this, why God only talking about three modalities? He's not talking about anything else. He's giving us a clue. Use these, and you're accountable for those three. He said that you're accountable. Sama basar fal. So this is very, very crucial. So we have to, let me summarize it again. Who's human? As I said, human is a community of 50 trillion citizens, and you are the commander in chief. You are the government. You drive it. You manage them. You culture them. You culture them according to what you see around, because your cell cannot come out and see the world. What you're messaging to them, that's how they're gonna believe what you're telling them, because they can't see outside. You see outside. So they have to work whatever you tell them. So this is how you're going to operate. And then once they work for you, they create matter out of your thoughts and then send it vibration to the outer world with the higher malaika, with the higher powers, and they connect with them and then bring the result back to you. If it's with the higher emotions, your result come back very nicely. If it's not with high emotions, it just haphazardly disappears. Okay, I'm just, I'm just letting you know. It's very interesting how this happens in detail if you look at it. So this is how if we are protecting the higher values, what we call in Arabic khair. Khair is whenever you protect higher value. Shar is whenever you protect your vested interest. If you're protecting your vested interest, that leads to shar. I mean, obviously you're manipulating you, because you have to remember, when matter force other matters, when matter exert on other matter, you come with the predetermined result. You already determined that this is what I'm going to sell this guy 50,000 insurance. So I'm going to exert on another matter, on other human. I already have a predetermined result that I'm going to sell 50,000. Once I'm going to do that, I'm going to be very manipulative, and chakkar shakkar deke I will get the $50,000 insurance. So this is how human works. When you exert on other matter, any matter, when exert on other, it becomes manipulative. It becomes competitive. So this is where the more matter we are, the less energy we become. The more energy we are, the more widely we can go into universe. So that's why Iqbal, in one of his nazm, he says, there was a dialogue between eagle and a tree, and then the tree was like blaming, and God gave me not wings, I could have gone up and feel those experiences. This guy, he was talking and talking and talking. At the end, the eagle said, damn, you are stuck in the earth. Come above the earth, you can fly. So we are stuck in the earth. The more matter we are, the more stuck we are with the earth. The more we come out of this earthly things, the more we can fly, we can go high as much as we want, like eagle of Iqbal. So this is how human should operate, human should feel, human should believe. Near future, believe me, is coming with the power of belief. Belief is coming in this world now. It took a lot of time, thousands of years, fighting, wars. The belief, human, right now, we are trying to control human belief by the artificial intelligence, by these gadgets. But I believe that that's all gonna go away because human is so powerful. Human belief. We give examples of Badr. There was 300 and there were thousands. Well equipped, none equipped. So what happens? It was what was there? Belief. They were only seeing them double. They said they're double than us. I can take care of. One person can take 2%. They were only seeing them two. They're not seeing them 1,000. You see, that's their belief. Oh, I can take care of them. That's it. So, and the other ones were in takabbur, oh, they are a little jamaat, we can take care of them. So you see the difference between them. So same way, if you look at the recent example, there were 48 countries, world might, allied forces, NATO, who are going against a few people who don't have shoes in their feet. Don't have, they're sitting on a cycle and having a little gun and moving, and 20 years of fight. And they got defeated with the nuclear, with tanks and drones and intelligence and satellite, and they have nothing like those things. They only had a belief. That's it. Yeah, you have to die. Some of them have to die. But this is it. Human belief is so powerful. Nothing works against human belief. I'm telling you. Once humans start believing it, nothing else will capture you. No, God says to Shaitan, you cannot be sultan on them. Those people who believe, no way, you cannot take Havi on them. No way. They are powerful. So this is what belief is. People very underestimate it, undermine it. They make our belief shattered by the outer media and how they took away our beliefs. They created the TV. They have one anchor and one statement, one anchor, with two different opinions, one against it, one in favor of it. So what happens is when you create one statement, the crow is black, let's say. Now the one guy is for it. He said, yes, the crow is black. And he gives a lot of evidence. And the other guys, he says, crow is white. And he gives a lot of evidence. And till today, I had a belief that crow is black. But after listening to them, my belief got shattered. And I said, it could be white. It might be. It ought be. It could. I mean, now all we talk is could be, might be, ought be. We never talk, this is it. Why? Because we are full of doubt. Maghloob-e guma. We are यकीन पैदा कर ए गाफिल कि तू मगलूबे गुमा तू है. Just so much doubt on our mind, and this is the very psychological way of creating intishar in your doubt, in your beliefs, disintegration of your belief, bringing two experts. No, they call them expert. This COVID tell us, they come and one doctor, millions of doctors are in the world, man. One opinion we are taking, and then he tells us this could be it. No, you're taking my whole medicine concept wrong. This is not it. That's totally wrong. If I start believing these people on the TV, I leave my medicine and run away from that. No, that's not true. That's not true. You cannot shut everybody's mouth, every doctor's mouth. Belief, if you have a belief, you're powerful. If you don't have a belief, you're nothing. You're nothing. The only thing, does not matter what kind of belief you develop. Believe me. You at least you can be worldly powerful if you believe. Yes, if you want to make us Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana, then you have to be believing in the Quran. But if you believe only, you can be anybody. You can be the most powerful person on this earth. You can be Trump. You can be anybody. Believe whatever you want to do in this world. Experience. You see why I said body and conscious, they are interdependent, because conscious cannot taste chocolate, right? Because its taste buds are on the tongue. He has to come within me. He has to come inside of my body and taste it. Yes, once he tastes it, he takes that experience and go back as a memory. But body provides conscious a huge favor, and conscious provides body a huge favor. They are interdependent. But if we don't connect them, nothing happens. Then everything comes from subconscious, and that is driving our life. They say we think we are your life, basically your life is driven by subconscious. You think you're driving your life. No, it's driven by somebody else. It's by your autopilot. It's like you going in a plane, you put it on north and go to sleep, and the plane is going to north, right? But if you set it up on some place, let's say north, you get up and you put it on east, and it's going to go, once you sleep, it's going to go back to north. Same way our subconscious, the moment you're not thinking consciously, subconscious is going to take over. That's your default position. That's your habit. So this is how human works. So I think if we get, and also Quran says, "Wala takfu ma laysa laka bihi ilm," that we should not watch 24/7 TVs and keep Hubble saw this, and there's another universe, and there is another 5 stars. Have you seen it? I mean, you did not investigate it. Do not take that ilm which you never tested it. You have to follow something which is you believe in. So you have to understand first what is that thing. We just don't, like, you think science is a very amazing thing too. It's like a religion. What is religion? Blind faith. And what is science? Blind faith. Do you know how radio works? No, blind faith, it works. Do you know we went to moon? Yeah, they said it. We believed it. But the guy who was working for the radiation, he said no human has made such a metal which can cross those radiations to go to moon recently. So how the hell they went in 1969? So what I'm saying is, we, as Quran says, "Wala takfu," we have to keep looking inside. According to our beliefs, match everything according to your belief. Don't listen to every Tom and Harry and start changing your mind accordingly. No, that shattered your everything. Your individuality. You lose your uniqueness. You become one of the sheep. We are sheeples rather than people, rather than individual. So we have to be individual. Individual, you only become with your belief. That's it. There's no other way. If my beliefs are different, I'm unique. Every human is unique. But if every human thinking, watching the TV and believing the same thing, then those are, you know what I'm saying. So this is how human belief is. Now, why Iqbal says we don't also do it? He says, Dil soch se khali hai. Dil soch se khali hai. Nigah pak nahi hai. Dil soch se khali hai, nigah pak nahi hai. फिर इसमें अजब क्या? Why you having a अजब इसके अंदर? तो ये नहीं होता, वो नहीं होता. फिर इसमें अजब क्या है कि तू बेबाक नहीं है? तू बेबाक इसलिए नहीं है, तू वो कर वो इसलिए नहीं रहा, because you don't have those feelings. As I said, clear thought, elevated feeling. Clear thought means nikah pak, clear. And elevated dil souls, elevated feeling. If you combine those things, thing happens to you. Believe me, thing happen to you. There's no doubt in my mind. You can do it. Any human can do it. Every human has the same machinery, same functionality. God gave it to everyone. That's why every human is equal. There's no human can say, oh, I didn't have this sama pasar fuad. This machinery was given to other people who were intelligent and genius. No, you can try it. Yaqeen nahi hai. Magloob-e gumah hai. What's the reason? All these doubts, all these fear and khauf. Why is that? Quran says it's because it's the result of shirk. Only one thing. Result of shirk. I never understood that. He said that is because of shirk. I mean, if you look at this verse, wala takunu kallazina nasullaha ansahum anfusahum. He clearly says that if those people, those who forget means if they, obviously he's a higher ideal self. If you don't have a higher self in front of you, you're lost. You're lost. Once you're lost, you develop everything. You're wandering. So that's the problem with us. So yeah, then we become what we call wallazina kafaru yatamattauna wa yakuluna kama takuluna nam ulaika kalinam bal hum adal. Then that's what our life becomes. So I mean, it's just crazy. And we have to learn every day something new. आईने नो से डरना, तर्ज़े कोहन पे अड़ना, मंजिल यही कटन है. I mean, कौमों की जिंदगी, हमारी जिंदगी में भी. I mean, the problem is we just repeating the same old things. Past से इतना attach है, हमारे सारे emotions, हमारी सारी feelings, हमारी सारी thoughts are in the past. You see, if the thoughts and emotions are the end product of your past, you are living in past, you are thinking in past. So this is the problem with us. So वो मियाँ साहब क्या कमाल कर गए, मियाँ साहब क्या कमाल कर गए, बीए किया, नौकरी की, बच्चे पैदा किए, मर गए. तो basically this is how we are right now, including myself. So this is I don't know. I mean, I think belief is the key. Once I learned this like 7-8 years ago or so, since then my belief on this thing was very, very, very strong. So I think this is the key point for human to grow. If they don't have it, that's it. So I mean, if you go in the Quran, you see a lot. I mean, I don't have references of a lot of verses, but if you know that, you know how much is there, full of it. He talks about Eimaan, the Quran. So yeah. So I think I finish at this point. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim. So